Right?
It's always the longest minute. All right, 6 o'clock. Pledge. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, just a reminder to silence your cell phones. We will start with roll call.
Mayor Sherman? Here. Councilor Horton?
Here.
Councilor Quinlan? Here. Councilor Scalisi?
Here.
Councilor Skiles? Councilor Spradlin?
Here.
Councilor Tyree?
Here.
All right, we've got a quorum. Approval of the agenda. Do we have any changes for the agenda tonight? If not, I would look for a motion to approve.
I make a motion, we approve the agenda for the regular meeting.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call vote.
Councilor Spradlin?
Yes.
Councilor Quinlan?
Yes.
Councilor Scalisi?
Yes.
Councilor Tyree?
Yes.
Councilor Horton?
Yes.
Mayor Sherman?
Yes. All right, approval of the minutes from our last meeting. Did anybody notice any corrections or anything that need to be made? If not, I'll look for a motion to approve.
I move we approve the minutes for the regular meeting of August 10th, 2026.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call vote.
Councilor Scalisi?
Yes.
Councilor Spradlin?
Yes.
Councilor Horton?
Yes.
Councilor Tyree?
Yes.
Councilor Quinlan?
Yes.
Mayor Sherman?
Yes. All right, that motion passes. Next, we have visitors and delegations. We don't have any visitors. We've got citizen comments. Citizens are invited to speak to council on any item that does not have a public hearing scheduled. There's a 5-minute time limit per person unless otherwise noted by the mayor. Please note that no formal action can be taken on an item that is not on the posted agenda due to the open meeting law provision. However, they may be placed on a future posted agenda if action is required. To better assist you with questions, please submit them in writing to the city clerk and someone from staff will respond. Do we have anybody here for citizen comments tonight? Nope. All right, we will move on to management. Our 2027 priorities, Monty.
Okay, I'm going to go over these real quickly, but before I go over these, I just wanted to remind everyone the process of putting together our priorities for the upcoming year. A lot of these priorities were from previous years because we have multi-year projects that we work on, and city staff provided some input into the priorities for the upcoming year. We've talked to the city council about the priorities, and then from last year's we've added a few, and so I just wanted to kind of highlight some of those, and or actually I might just run down all of them since we got an audience. You might get to hear what we're up to for the upcoming year. But I'm going to go over those, and then once these are approved by the city council, then it gives the staff department heads to start putting their budgets together for next year. And you have already received the budget calendar from Chris earlier, and so this is the start of everything. So I'll run over these real quickly, and some of you know exactly what they are. Others I might add just a little bit to them. But some of our primary priorities: ongoing protection of the city's well fields and continued development of a water treatment facility. That's the RO facility that we're working on. Our second priority there is, this is year 5 of 5 street improvement projects, really increasing the amount of work we do on our city streets throughout the community. And the plan is to do put 5 solid years together as far as a lot of additional maintenance. And then once those 5 years are done, or next year is done, the following year we're going to start replacing more streets. And replacing, we thought if we would start replacing too early, they cost so much, we wouldn't get all the other maintenance done. So we made sure that we blanketed almost the entire town working on streets in different places, and this will be the 5th year. So overall, streets are looking pretty good, but then we know some are older and we have to start replacing those. In addition is 223 Clayton, the restoration project. We just closed on that last week. Last week we closed on it. So we now own 223 Clayton. And Tyler's going to be working with an architect/engineer to design the building. Council's going to get opportunities to hear from staff ideas of how we want to develop that. I think Tyler and Lance are going to go do a tour of it. And then later on, we'll ask the council if you want to do a tour of the building. It's not too exciting. You can actually walk and look in the windows and see what it looks like. But we'll set up another day, and then we'll come in. We're just going to brainstorm a little bit on the final uses of it. Preliminary discussions are 3 or 4 offices there, heavy on the recreation side, and active older adult coordinator position over there as well. Then the back room is so recreation offices, and then a community gathering space of some type. We haven't figured that out quite yet, but I'm going to keep working on that. Community beautification efforts. This year we put a lot of additional effort in getting around our community. We hired a couple extra seasonals to start painting things, more weeds. We had a lot of weeds this year, but we're doing weeds everywhere. But little small projects that we were not able to get to, we just said, let's start tackling some of those. And Lance and Dale, Public Works and Community Services, they just use these guys the whole summer, and it worked out really well. So we want to do that one more year. Also coupled with that is some enhanced code enforcement as well. Our code enforcement, make sure that people are keeping weeds down, yards clean, things like that. We're going to continue all of our economic development efforts, and we have a focus on our agri-park property, and then we have some other strategic properties, and that really essentially means that there's some properties that the city might look at purchasing down the road, just strategically thinking about the future and the growth of the community. We're going to continue maintain a good working relationship with the Brush School District and seek some type of joint project with them. Just relationship building, and then also if there's a project that might be good for the community that we both see eye to eye on, then we might be able to tackle that. So we're going to try and identify some of those. Support senior citizen programming and activities. And I can't remember were we going to use active older adults versus senior? Is that?
That was kind of the name of our group. Like 2 years ago, that's kind of that was kind of the catchphrase, was active older adults, and then we kind of just kept that.
That was my only note, is should we change that to active older adults, or?
Oh, on the priorities?
Yeah.
So it kind of meshes, it's all the same thing.
Right, because someone told us, don't call us seniors, so we started doing the active older adults. So your choice if you guys want to change that one or not. It's one and the same. We're also going to continue looking at housing challenges and look at availability of a variety of housing types. That's ongoing. Succession and continuity planning for all departments. Support work of stakeholders and partnering for progress in planning for long-term community impacts and needs, including retaining child care in the community. Continue planning with the Colorado Parks and Wildlife on a new facility in Brush. That's going fairly well. Meeting end of this week. Next week we have a meeting with them, talk about their plans. We're also looking at increasing training for city council, property maintenance, increasing that around all of our building, do a staffing assessment, financial planning for the future, and then we have a council member requested that we look at a financial crisis response plan. And similar to Fort Morgan, when Cargill was potentially closing down, we didn't know where that was going. But what if something would happen in Brush, a major business or a facility that pays a lot of property taxes, if they decided to shut down, what would that do? So we've got that in there as well. We have a group working on a Veterans Memorial, planning and fundraising for this next year. And then hopefully the following year we get to construction of a memorial. And then some of the citizens here tonight, we have evaluation and determination of a swimming pool ballot question for November of this upcoming year. And that's where, if we get everything lined up in the next few months, we would come back then to the council and talk about that. And if you give us a thumbs up, we'll move that one along. But it has to be a citizen-driven initiative versus staff. So we have to have a good, strong group. Tyler is working on the development of development standards guide for community development, utilities, and public works. So anyways, and it sounds like a lot, but I think we might even still get that done this year, actually. And then land and resource planning session. And what that means is, that's a new one. I don't think the council talked about that. I put that on there because a citizen asked about what do we do with all the properties that the city acquires, right? Chris had a thought about selling some properties, right? and so we've, over the years, different opportunities have come our way. We've been approached different times. So we own a number of farms, small properties. There might be another property we might acquire. But that is just a discussion with council on your thoughts for the future as far as should we buy more properties, not buy properties, what should we do with the ones we currently have? So that is the only addition that I had on there from what we had met. And you can leave it or strike it, but I was going to encourage a meeting just to talk about that. So those are the priorities that were reviewed by the city council at our last work session. And so it's here for the final approval or modification. That's what we had.
Can we have active older adults instead of senior programming, so it sounds like the same thing?
I
Yep.
agree.
Okay.
Just
Change
note
that
that.
wording.
Just
Yeah.
note that in your motion.
Okay. Whoever makes that motion. So, does anybody want to make a motion on that one?
I move we approve the city council priorities for 2027 with the correction of changing senior citizen to active older adults.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call vote?
Counselor Tyree?
Yes.
Counselor Horton?
Yes.
Counselor Quinlan?
Yes.
Counselor Scalisi?
Yes.
Counselor Spradlin?
Yes.
Mayor Sherman?
Yes. All right, that motion passes. We'll move on to finance.
I move we approve disbursements and payroll for August 11th, 2026 through August 24th, 2026, totaling $499,489.19.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call vote.
Counselor Scalisi?
Yes.
Counselor Quinlan?
Yes.
Counselor Horton?
Yes.
Counselor Tyree?
Yes.
Counselor Spradlin?
Yes.
Mayor Sherman?
Yes. All right, that motion passes. Staff reports, we'll start with Tyler Purvis.
Good evening, Madam Mayor, City Council. So just one for tonight. Monty mentioned earlier the 223 Clayton Street and next steps for that. So today we put out our RFP for architectural services to obtain someone to help us put together the internal design for what that's going to look like. So much like our last RFP that we put out, we anticipate quite a few people responding to that and navigating through. The deadline for that, I think, is September 25th. We'll look through those, and then probably the first meeting in October, we'll bring that before council for a recommendation for approval and get started shortly thereafter to get things going. So look forward to seeing something new happen to that building. That's all I got.
Thank you. All right, Fire Chief Burek.
Evening, Mayor and Council. It's been a few meetings since I've been here. We've been busy, so had the fireworks. During that time frame, we had 3 different deployments. We sent 2 separate crews, 2 separate times to the Aspen Acre fires down in Pueblo on 72-hour CMAS requests. And then during that time, we sent a crew to the Gold Mountain Fire over by Uray for a 72-hour CMAS request. And then we deployed on an initial 14-day deployment to the Little Giant Fire in Washington and got extended into a 21-day deployment in Washington. When we received the order for Washington, the fire was at 17,000 acres and there was 160 personnel assigned to the incident. When we demobbed On Monday, the 18th, the fire was just over 135,000 acres, and there was 2,600 personnel assigned to the incident. And they were asking people still to extend because of the amount of fires burning in the western U.S. They cannot get resources. The Forest Service actually paid to bring in 300 firefighters from New Zealand and Australia to assist. They sent 150 to our fire in Washington and 150 to the fire in Utah. Did hear rumblings from some of the members that were approached by citizens about leaving the city unprotected. At no point in time was the city unprotected. The city still had the same amount of apparatus that it had previous to the purchase of 922 to replace 920. So during our deployment to Washington, the department responded to 29 calls for service. Not one time did a call go unanswered, and not one time did a call get responded to understaffed. So I want the community to know, as the fire chief, it's my responsibility to ensure that the community is protected and we're not understaffed. The decision was made, we've been working towards it for 3 to 4 years now, to get an apparatus to deploy on these deployments. It's a learning experience for our crews. It's a teaching experience. We learn new tactics, and we're able to provide a service to other states and communities, knowing that not if, but when brush might need it, we're able to get it. So I just want to emphasize that at no time was the community left unprotected. So with the deployments, everything that is spent is reimbursed. So the city's not out money, the road board's not out money. The guys that deployed, they get paid. Okay, the truck get paid. So the Washington fire, the city will receive a check. Granted, it's the federal government and the state government, so it might arrive in 8 to 10 months, but they will receive a check for over $122,000 for that deployment. The truck earned over $62,000, and the 4 guys that deployed earned a little over $51,000. So all the fuel's reimbursed, the hotels are reimbursed, anything that was spent on that deployment is reimbursed. So it doesn't cost the city or the rural board any money to go on these deployments.
Are those reimbursements included in that 122,000?
Yes. So it'll be one check that gets deposited. So how it's set up right now is everything is set up under the rural board. I tried to get a new SURF for the city, knowing 922 was our deployment truck, and the state denied it because it will cause too much confusions with one department having 2 entities and 2 different SURF agreements, and they said there's only so many 6-digit numbers that can go out. So the state will send the money to the rural board will then send the money or transfer the money over to the city. The second generator is here. The first one that was delivered was the wrong one. The correct one was delivered. Everything's wired and ready to go. We just got to pour a little slab for it to be set on. We had to wait for the underground wiring to get ran. So hopefully by the end of the week, the generator is hooked up and ready. They moved the Connex boxes where the storage building's going to go, and they're starting the dirt work this week. So the building should be up in a couple of weeks. With that, if anybody has any questions I can answer, I'd be more than happy to answer questions.
Got nothing.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chief.
Thank you, Ray. Let's community services.
Just got a couple things. Prairie Trails Park, we have started doing some more work out there. We will be finishing the fencing around the 2 fields. Also, the drainage area on the southwest portion, all the pipe came in, so they will start working on that to fix that drainage issue. And they'll be cutting in also a parking lot there, which will pretty much close out phase one of that part of the that project. We are actively submitting a request to GOCO for grants for the rest of the park, and working on design for the other half, since the plans have kind of changed where we're not going to go with 4 full baseball fields. We're going to just keep the 2, and then hopefully be able to put a big grass area and some more trails and maybe some other amenities that more people would be able to enjoy instead of just that one user group. The other thing, the pickleball construction company, they came in today. They have started getting that ready. It should be done by hopefully the end of this coming weekend, as long as we don't get a bunch of rain or anything. So they have started working with that. We're in the middle of soccer right now with a couple of weeks left, and we will start flag football and youth volleyball registration this week. So the kids will start that right after we get done with soccer. And this past weekend, we also hosted the fire department golf tournament, and I believe it was a huge success from everybody I spoke with. I wasn't able to be out there, but I heard it was a big success. So the rest that I have is for the work session tonight. So thank you.
Thank you. Chris Bustron.
I have nothing for you this evening.
Okay. Kim? Okay. Miranda or?
I have nothing.
Okay. Dan Krob, are you there?
I am, thank you, Mayor.
Mm-hmm.
I know Miranda had to step out last minute, but I wanted to let the council know there's been some changes in Cora, and our fee schedule is kind of behind the times a little bit, so Miranda and I are working on bringing you guys an updated one, and you should probably see that next meeting. I've worked with Dale on a utilities agreement, and Monty and I are still working on that 7 Circle Drive house. So that's all I have to update you with today.
Thank you, Dan. Does anybody have any questions for Dan? All right. Monty.
Yep. So just following up a little bit on that 7 Circle Drive, that is one of the properties that may land up in the city's hands. I just don't know yet. And then questions about what are we going to do with that property. So it's one of those list of, on your priorities, that last one. It's one of the reasons why we need to talk about that. Other thing is Home Rule Charter. I've been attending those meetings, the county Home Rule Charter. And there was some discussions about property tax caps, and that could have potentially affected the mill levies, the amount of funds we get, the city's portion of that mill levy for our streets. And so good news is that the commission did vote that down, so it's not going to happen as of last week. And the commission has to vote on this or move it forward by the middle of this week. I think Wednesday is the deadline for them. So we'll see where that goes. I've been attending just to make sure there's no significant impacts to the city, and make sure I understand it well enough what they're doing. Anyways, everything else is work session tonight.
Yeah. All right, Mayor and council reports. Any councilors have anything? All right. Easy group. All right, so I would look for a motion to adjourn and move into our work session.
Move. Second.
Discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, we are adjourned. Go into our work session.
Okay. We have one item this evening for the work session, and Lance has a group of citizens that have been meeting, talking about the swimming pool, potential of a new swimming pool for Brush. It's something that the city, we've talked about for many years. We know the needs coming up, and everything that we do, we try and plan out 2 or 3 years. And so I told Lance that if there's ever a time, that is the time